I finally won the war against the Scalpers and got myself a PS5 at MSRP. I was able to do this with my PlayStation Direct invite, which I should not have talked about on Twitter because people got mad at me for it. I want to talk about the console itself, as I've been enjoying it thus far. I've only had it for a couple of weeks now, but there are a few things that I really want to dig into. The first thing that I gotta get into is that SSD. The SSD is honestly the biggest game changer here. I mentioned the same thing about the Series X when I talked about that, but it's really hard not to. Loading screens were taking up to a full minute in the past few generations. I remember playing Skyrim on my PS3 and just watching the models rotate for around like a literal minute. Games load super quickly now. I've been messing around in Astro's Playroom. The way it loads levels in just seconds is so nice. I've seen gameplay of Rachet Clank Rift Apart, and the way that it loads rifts near instantly is so cool. This speed doesn't just apply to the games either. The system's UI is very snappy, and everything loads super quickly. I remember both the PS3 and PS4 digital stores taking ages to load. That doesn't really happen on the PS5. I would personally say that a year and a half in, the library is pretty good and has a good few exclusives that I can't get on Steam or other platforms. There are already a good few exclusives that I can't wait to tackle. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man Remastered, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Astro's Playroom, Demon's Souls, Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut, God War Ragnarok, and hopefully they will patch out all the bullshit that is currently plaguing Gran Turismo 7. I also have my eye on Final Fantasy 7 Remake, since it's only on Epic on PC and I don't like Epic. I'm also considering tackling Sackboy A Big Adventure again because of the better hardware and new controller. I'm also an idiot that bought GTA 5 upgrade because it was $10. The point is, I already have about a dozen games that I'm looking forward to play on this new machine. The PS5 being backwards compatible should not be overlooked either. There are a few games I didn't get to play last generation that I'd just rather play on PS5 now. The big one is The Last of Us Part 2. It costs a lot of storage space, and I had a PS4 that could only have 500 gigabytes, so I decided to buy a physical copy when it was on sale, and then just hold on to it. Digimon World Next Order is a game that I platinumed back on PS4, but I really want to replay it eventually and make a video on it, so why not do it on the PS5? Ever since the PS3, it felt wrong to not have a Little Big Planet game on my PlayStation, so I'll be downloading Little Big Planet 3 as well. Some of the other PS4 games that I downloaded include Persona 5, Ratchet & Clank, and the Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth games. It's true that I think Xbox deserves a bit more praise here, as the Series X and S can go all the way back to the original Xbox with specific games, but even just one generation of backwards compatibility bolsters the PS5's library considerably. These PS4 games will also load faster than they did on the PS4 thanks to the SSD, and some of them will also get an FPS boost. The DualSense Controller is pretty dang neat. I love the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers on it. Astro's Playroom is doing such an amazing job of showing off how the controller can be a genuine game changer. It ranges from cute little things, such as using the microphone to blow away objects, to things that are genuinely exciting. The adaptive triggers are so goddamn cool. When zooming in on the artifacts, it becomes harder to press down. Then when I'm holding the minigun, it's just less sensitive. There's also the part with the monkey suit where Astro has to rock climb. Some of the rocks will break if you press the trigger buttons too hard, so you have to press them down lightly to change his grip. I also love how the controller rumbled a bit when it was raining. There are also sessions that involve swiping the touchpad to move Astro when he is in ball form. Then there's a good old gyro that can be used to spin around the artifacts. It's a small detail, but the grip on the DualSense are many X's, O's, triangles, and squares. It's hard to see with the naked eye, but that is such a cute and amazing detail. So the games look good and are plentiful, but this can actually make the PS5's biggest problem all the more glaring. The storage amount is actual shit. I gave the Series X shit for this too, but here the problem is even worsened by the fact that the PS5 has only 825 gigabytes instead of 1 terabyte, and a significant amount of that is taken up by the OS. After you factor in all the behind-the-scenes stuff, you're left with only 667 gigabytes. Week 1 goes by and I'm already having to decide what games stay and what games go. After I beat the bigger file-sized games, like The Last of Us Part 2 or Spider-Man Remastered, I'm gonna have to delete those. Most people would say, fine, I won't play those again anyway, but if a game is that good, I want to give it further playthroughs. The headache of removing and reinstalling games puts a damper on playing them again if I have to re-download them. This is because downloading 80 gigabyte games, that takes a while on my shit-ass Wi-Fi connection. You may be saying, come on now, you could buy extra storage, that's not a fair complaint. That is true, you could always buy extra storage, but look at these prices. Expanding the PS5 storage is simply expensive as all hell. You could get cheaper hard disk drive storage, but then you can't play or store PS5 games there because they were designed to take advantage of the ultra-fast SSD. From what I've read, HDD can only be used for PS4 and other older games. I guess there is a point if one has a lot of older PS4 games that they want to play on PS5. If these games got an FPS boost on PS5, they'll still receive that that performance increase, but they won't load quite as fast. I've been spoiled by the SSD on my PC, Series X, and PS5, so it'll be hard to go back. The only other really big negative that I can come up with for the console is the fact that I have to pay for online, or PS Plus. For my Series X, I actually didn't mind that much because I thought, well, if I want to pay for online, I'm just gonna have to pay the extra and go for Game Pass Ultimate. I did just that and enjoyed Game Pass Ultimate for a good while. I got to play certain games day one, like Microsoft Flight Simulator, Forza 5, the Halo Infinite campaign, and my Game of the Year last year, Psychonauts 2, on top of being able to play online multiplayer games. Maybe just because I'm spoiled by Steam's free online services and the generous price of Game Pass, but I just don't think that paying for PS Plus is worth it at all. I miss the days of free online with the PS3. I might make my PS5 a single-player only machine, and make my Series X and PC handle the multiplayer stuff. My PS5 will get a lot of playtime during the next few years with its strong first-party lineup that I can't get on any other devices. When God of War Ragnarok comes out and I want to play it, I have to play that on my PS5. When I get to Rachet Clank Rift Apart, that will have to be played on my PS5. The backwards compatibility also bolsters its library, and it'll finally get around to certain last-generation games like The Last of Us Part 2 and Persona 5. Top that off with a blisteringly fast SSD and a revolutionary controller, and I think that we have an exciting new console here. It may have storage and online play issues, but I can't wait to dig into the PS5's library.